Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren here on Little Houseplants, and today we are going to be doing a 1-month update on my Ecuagenera plants. I went to the pop-up a month ago. I pre-ordered some plants and I picked up some plants, purchased some plants there. And I've brought them home. I've been taking care of them. Some of them did come to me with some unhealthy roots and some yellow leaves, like you saw in our previous video. And today we're going to be doing a 1-month update just to see where these plants are. So we'll just go ahead and get started with this one that I have in my hand right now. This is the Philodendron Pastizanum and Plougmanii hybrid. When this one came, and I think its roots were actually pretty healthy if I remember right. That of all my philodendrons that I got, this one was doing the best. And if you'll look now, I have it in this clear orchid pot. Some little roots are starting to poke out. It looks like they kind of dried up just a little bit, but that's okay. The fact that they're sticking out of the pot tells me that the roots are growing. So that is pretty cool. And then I also want to show you some roots right here as well, just at the top. So the high humidity in the container that I have them in is really helping those roots to grow. I love seeing how fuzzy they are. So we've got 2 leaves here. This is obviously an older leaf. And then we have this one right here that actually unfurled in the box. So when this came to me, this leaf hadn't unfurled yet. It looks like here it has a little bit of damage, like maybe it got caught in something. Now I'm looking for pests just to be safe. Oh, but I'm not seeing anything, so I think we're okay. It just looks like it got torn a little bit. Maybe got stuck in something in shipping when it was all curled up. So I think we're okay. I'm really worried about pests. So this is the hybrid that I bought, and so far it is doing really well. So after 1 month in my little contraption, which I guess I should tell you about my contraption. I bought 2 clear bins, the largest size that I could find. I bought them from Target. I think they're about $10 a piece. My idea was to put the plants in here and then close the lids, but then these plants ended up being really tall. So my new idea was I stacked the bins on top of each other and duct taped them to keep the humidity up, which has actually worked really well. And then I do have a heat mat that I put underneath the box and then a grow light above the box. So that has been my setup for these plants. The next plant that I want to show you guys is my Philodendron Gloriosum Verde. This one came to me and had the worst rot of all the plants. Clearly you can tell that was the case because this is in water. It's not in moss. So its roots were actually so dry and so dead that I decided it needed to just completely restart. And now we have this cute little root right here, that pretty white one. If you'll look from, again, this is from the humidity of being in the box. These little aerial roots are growing out of the shoot and they're super fuzzy and cute. So I thought that was kind of fun. These roots that it came with still aren't doing well. They're not rotting, but they're not white and fuzzy. So I'm just gonna give it some more time. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I think it's pretty content in the water. So, and then I do give it a hydrogen peroxide treatment, just because. So, just to make sure that no rot is forming. But I'm gonna take that off because that's yucky, gross, very gross. So this one, I don't remember how many leaves it had. I think they all came to me with 3 leaves and then 1 on its way. So this is one of the older leaves, and then obviously this one is just starting to unfurl. And don't see any pests, so I think we're okay. Always check for pests. Pests are the worst. Okay, so that was the Gloriosum Verde. This is my Philodendron Pastazanum. Here's your update. This is all you need to see. This leaf and this dead petiole. Let me see if I can pop that off. Sometimes they're so dead, they just come right off. Yeah, there you go. There's your update. Done. Moving on. Just kidding. This one also came to me and was super sad, but now I feel like we're on the up and up, especially look right there. Do you see that bright, hot pink root? How cute is that? We love that. That new growth is amazing. And then I'll show you guys in here as well. Let's see if I can do this without the leaves in the way. You'll see all that root growth on top as well. It's kind of fun. So we've got lots of new roots coming in, which is so exciting. And then we've got a new leaf growing in right here as well. So this one is brand new, unfurling. So very, very, very new and very exciting. I do already own a Philodendron Pastazanum, and I don't know if it's because that one is more mature than this one, but that one, the leaves are a bit more rounded. Then this one, these ones are very narrow. It doesn't say anything about it being a narrow form, or I didn't read anything about that, but I like the narrow leaves. I kind of like the difference. I think it's very cute. So that is the Philodendron Pastazanum. Doing much better than when I first got it. Okay, on to the next one that I'm a little bit worried about. A little bit may be an understatement. Super worried about? Yeah, that's probably true. This is the Anthurium magnificum. So if you remember when I was there, what are you? Are you a bug? You're not a bug. Okay, good. If you guys remember when we were at the pop-up, I couldn't decide between getting a magnificum and a real, and I ended up with a magnificum. Kind of cool. This one came to me, it had some unhappy roots. This one was not in my pickup order, so I bought it at the store. It had some rotted roots at the top of the chunk. Was that what you'd call it? Kind of like the stem, this part right here. At the top of this part, it was rotting. So I wanted to be very careful about that and keep an eye on it, make sure that that didn't extend from those rotted roots to the chunk. Because once it gets to that and then progresses to root rot, or sorry, stem rot, that's when you have some real issues. But it seems to be on the up and up. I don't seem to have a new leaf on its way, but I have this little yellow dot right there. You could zoom in on that. That is growing in. I think it'll be a root, which is good. I need more roots for this guy. He wasn't the happiest when I brought him home. This leaf really looks beat up. But I think with these big velvety leaves, it's hard to have a perfect leaf and like nearly impossible. And this isn't how they look in nature. Like in nature, they're not perfect leaves either, so I'm really not too concerned about it, just as long as it's not dying. That's all I care about. And then let's check for pests. Don't think we have any pests, so I think we're doing okay. That's the magnificum. The next plant we're gonna look at is my Anthurium forgetii. This one, I think, has seen better days. These two bottom leaves are starting to yellow, so that's not my favorite thing in the whole world. The roots, though, they seem to be doing really well. It's just that the leaves aren't very happy with me. And I don't know why. It's getting lots of humidity. Might be a pest. Like if you look at that, doesn't that look, could be a pest problem. but I'm not seeing anything, so I think we'll just treat this whole bin just to be safe, because clearly I'm paranoid. But if you look at the roots, look at this cute one. I don't know if you'll be able to make it out, but right there, that cute root right there, just growing. They're doing really well. I did have a forgetii a while ago that got root rot and then kind of grew from the chunk and became a little seedling, and now it's dying again. So I really have struggled with this plant before, and I'm worried I'm going to struggle with it again. But hopefully it'll pull through. Unfortunately, if you guys will remember from my unboxing video, this one had a new leaf on its way, and that leaf actually ended up shriveling and dying. So that was really unfortunate. So we'll have to wait a while to get new growth on this one, but I think that'll be okay. Hopefully. Maybe not, we'll see. But other than that, I think it's doing okay. I think we're fine. I think. This is the next one. This is the Anthurium pallidiforum. When this one came to me, it had like tiny roots. Like I think its longest root was about 2 inches long. But other than the leaves kind of curling a little bit, which I think it just might need a drink. I think we're doing okay. It's a bit more sturdy in its pot, so that means that the roots are growing, which is really important. And then, if you guys will look, let me move the moss out of the way. We have a new leaf coming in. Oh, I'm so excited. This plant is a little bit awkward when it sits in the bin because it's so long. I set it on top of 2 other pots and then lay the leaves across the plants, the other plants, because that's the only way it'll fit in there. But I think if this one is pest free, I'm going to just move it. What are you? Yeah, I think if we don't have any pests on this guy, then I will move it into my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and it will live in there. But I really want to check it for pests first. So that's my #1 priority, is to be pest free since '93.
And the streak continues vomit-free since '93.
If you've seen that show, let me know. Okay, this next one is my Anthurium moroquianum seedling. Yes, this is considered a seedling. Yes, I was also shocked when I opened it. This one is doing so well. I'm so surprised. I mean, look right there. Look at that root just growing out of this pot already. It's doing phenomenally well. Unfortunately, this part of the leaf did break. I think it got folded in the box, and now it's dying. But that's okay. You know, perfect leaves. We strive for them, but it doesn't always work out. But yeah, I got lots of roots growing up here at the top. This one's kind of rotting, so I want to take care of that. Yucky. Gross. Wipes it on the dead leaf like it's my napkin. Yeah, so I will want to keep an eye on that, just make sure that doesn't spread to the stem or spread anywhere else. But I think other than that, we're doing great. I think we have another leaf on the way. Let me know if you guys can see this in the comments. But if you look right here at this leaf, at this stem, do you see it kind of bulging out a little bit right there? I think there's another leaf in there. I think pretty soon we will have a 3rd leaf on this plant, which would be so cool. So if you guys want to see that leaf when it comes out, follow me on my Instagram at Lil Houseplants, and you guys will be able to see that. So that's kind of cool, like to see it with the light. So fun. Oh my gosh, I love that. So yes, this is my seedling, which I was astounded when I pulled this out. When I have another Anthurium that's probably, like its longest leaf is like this big. It's tiny. And that's what I expected when they said an anthurium seedling. So when I opened it and it's like longer than my face, I was like, which one's the seedling? Because this is the other one that I got and I paid for. So yeah. The only way that I decided which one was the seedling is because their chunks are different sizes. So this one is small and skinny, and then this one was kind of bigger and chunkier. So that was how I was like, okay, so this is the seedling. This is considered the full plant, but it's like the same thing, you know? So if you want to get this seedling, try it out. It's cheaper. I think I paid $20 for this one and $40 for this one. So also they were on a sale. They were on a sale when I bought them. But the seedlings are significantly cheaper than the full-size plants, and you get something as beautiful as this. So pretty cool, something to keep in mind. Okay, this is the next one. Oh my gosh, are you pregnant too? Are you pregnant? Okay, here is the next one. This is the last one as well, is my other Anthurium Ecuagenera. I absolutely love this plant. I now own 4 of them because I have a problem and I love them. This one is also doing great. They're doing so well. The leaves, I think, are starting to get a little bit of a fungus on them. These little yellow spots are a little concerning. So I might treat it with a fungicide if it gets worse, but for right now I'm not going to worry about it. And then I'm going to show you this cute fuzzy root that decided to grow out of the pot, because that's what we're here for. And then I don't know how to show you guys this, but I think right there, I think there's another leaf on its way too. So from my perspective, I can see in here, I can see 2 different stems. So I really think that right there, another leaf is gonna come pretty soon. So that's really fun. I think that the humidity from my bins has been very helpful. And then also the heat from the heat mat has also helped as well. Heat mats are so good at stimulating root growth and just helping plants, especially when it comes to rehabbing roots and regrowing roots. You do need to keep an eye on it. Obviously, you don't want the plant to overheat and then dry out, so you want to keep it in a more humid environment when you have the heat mat going, because if you let it dry out, obviously it'll kill the plant. My goal for most of these plants is actually to try and acclimate them to like my room environment, so less humidity and less, yeah, pretty much it's just the humidity. I live in a desert, so there's not a lot of that here. So my main goal is that, but for now, my goal to get to that goal is to have healthy plants. So I'm seeing that with some of my anthuriums, but with my philodendrons, especially the Gloriosum verde, the Magnificum, maybe the hybrid, that one, and the Forgetii, those ones I might keep them in here a little bit longer, just because I really want to make sure that they're super healthy plants before I try to take them out of this environment. I also want to make sure that they are pest-free. A healthy plant means that they're also, doesn't mean they're pest-free, but I don't want them to have a pest and then introduce that to the rest of my collection, you know, so I want to be very careful about that. But yeah, that is the update for my Ecuagenera or Ecuagenera? How do you say it? But that is the update for these plants. So far, I honestly think that they're doing really well. I haven't had any of them obviously like outright die on me. Fingers crossed and knock on wood and all the other superstitious things. But yeah, I think that they're doing really well, and I'm so excited to start to pull them out of this environment and start to enjoy them a little bit more. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to see another update, please let me know in the comments. I'm thinking about doing a 6-month update, obviously in a couple of months. So keep an eye out for the next video, which will be out in 2 weeks. We'll see you then. Bye!